again, episode 8 of the Corner Blue. I'm Hugo Alvarado.
And I'm Andrés Rico.
And today we have an interesting, amazing interview with one of our local players out of El Salvador who happens to speak very good English. So we're going to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, we ended up talking with Diego Coca, current midfielder for Águila out of San Miguel. And he's been called up to the national team for the last 2 years now. Also a former member of the U20s, historic U20s, that won our first ever match in a World Cup in an 11v11 tournament. So yes, none other than Diego Coca. I contacted him via Instagram a couple weeks ago. I was like, hey, we're doing this podcast in English. Would you be down? Like, I asked him first, like, hey, how's your English? He's like, haven't practiced. I'm like, okay, how about we talk in about 2 weeks? He's like, all right, I'll practice. But anyway, we called them up. We were able to chat with them, and please check it out. Thanks for being with us, man. It's been, like 6 years, something like that, since I last saw you. I know, you haven't seen him since the tournament, right?
Yeah, haven't seen him since Trabzon, I think. No, since Gaziantep.
Yeah.
Gaziantep.
No, I remember, the team unfortunately was eliminated and everyone was, feeling a little down. And then I got stuck at the airport for 13 hours in Gaziantep. So I remember seeing everybody leave and I was still stuck there. And then I flew to Istanbul and I did another 12 hours there. It was miserable, but it was good memories, man. Good memories.
Well, in our show, a lot of our guests are usually those Salvadorian Americans or Salvadorians born in other countries, because the whole our concept is to cater to those Salvadorians who feel more comfortable speaking English. But we always said nothing, against the Spanish speakers. We speak Spanish at home. We love Spanish. But we thought it was interesting when we started looking at possible players that were born in El Salvador and play in El Salvador and speak English, and your name, Diego, came up, and I was quite surprised about it. But then, I went back to a conversation that I had with you and Zabaleta, I think, at the hotel in Gaziantep. And remember, we had this conversation that you play for the Texas Rush Academy. So it seems like you made really good use of your time there and learned some really good English.
Yeah, I played there in 2012, and that's why I learned English, but I forgot a little bit because I haven't practiced since that time. So, but I'm trying to do my best, and that's it.
No, but you're doing well. So keep at it. You're good.
All right, so here we are with Diego Coca, one of the members of the historic U20 national team, El Salvador national team, that went to Turkey back in 2013. And we want to talk a little bit about your journey to playing first division and playing for the senior national team. We know that when the team qualified to the World Cup, there was a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations, maybe coming out of the Turkey World Cup with big contracts with European clubs, and that was not the case. And I think for a lot of the players from that national team, when you went back to El Salvador, reality hit, and that must have been a hard blow for a lot of you guys. However, despite that experience, you've been working hard to earn a spot in the first division and recently in the senior national team. Can you talk a little bit more about how that journey has been for you?
Yeah, and was complicated for us because after the World Cup, and the people has big expectations from everybody of us who play the the World Cup, and they expect a lot from us, and we we expect as well a lot from ourselves. And in that time, we I remember that I thought that I was going to have the opportunity to play in another league, not in El Salvador, and but the reality was different. We came to El Salvador and we played in second division, and it was it's a point for us because we had a other expectation from our career, and it was hard to for us that situation.
And in terms of being in second division, it was because FESA was motivated, right, to try and bring up their team to first division. And so they thought that the best way of doing it was trying to keep you guys together, right?
Yeah, that's what they thought, and we I remember we were like 12 or 13. I don't remember how many players from Turkey from that national team, and they wanted to us to play in second division and became a champion, but we couldn't make that goal. And I remember that they said that we didn't have enough experience to play in third division at that time. So that's why we play like 1 year in second division.
What do you think would have been like a better transition or better career step for most of you guys fresh out of the U20s World Cup? What do you think would have been more of the ideal situation?
For me, um, let us playing in first division. For me, eso hubiera sido lo ideal.
To let you guys get signed by other teams in, you think?
Yeah. I think we lost 1 year 1 year in second division. I think it will. I don't know if that year that we play in second division. I don't know if um, hubiera sido more like um, más provechoso para nosotros jugarlo en first division.
Yeah, I remember all that. And then it seemed like little by little FESA would let you guys go. People would make it up to the first division. But then it's almost like there was this phenomenon of you guys kind of being burnt out really quick with all the pressure, because we know that the Salvadoran League has a lot of pressure behind it, especially if you're a young player and you're a local player, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, at Puma, like, obviously he's a quality striker, but because the way that the league works and the priority given to foreigners in his position, you see that, yeah, local strikers have a really hard time getting
Yes.
minutes just in general.
Yes, it was hard because, like you said, um, the people has a lot of expectations about us. They expect like Puma score 15 goals in his first season. So it was difficult. We were in that time we were 18 or 19 years old, and it was hard. I think uh, everybody has a process, and every process is different in each player. And for us, like the strikers and like attacking mid, it's hard because in if you see in every team in the league, they they bring foreign players to that position, and it's hard to get minutes on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like that's kind of this pattern that's existed, that, you know, in key spots where teams could be developing talent or maintaining talent, that there's this mentality of bringing in people from the outside when there is national talent that just needs, those minutes to be fine-tuned and polished.
And Diego, do you, as a member of that historic team, to this date, do you still feel like you carry that pressure in every game in first division? Do you feel like you carry that load of people expecting you guys to be somewhere else?
Yeah, like,
Maybe.
has it become like a burden almost that you had that positive experience early in your career?
Yeah, we still have that pressure. Yeah, we still have that pressure. The people want more from us, and yeah, I see it. I feel it. You can feel it when the people expect more from one player, and I think we still have that pressure on our shoulders.
In terms of your path, everyone has a different path, right, in their careers. Yours is very special in the sense that you've had to overcome a lot of challenges, and challenges that not everyone would easily be able to deal with or overcome. Were there moments that you thought about either retiring or going back to school or switching your goals in life, basically?
Te decía que after playing in second division, I came to Águila from 2014 and 2016, and it was hard for me because I didn't have enough time to play. I remember in 2 years I played like 25 games or 26 games. That is not a lot of time. So I was I was in a very bad situation because I had another expectation from my career, and I remember I thought I, I said to myself that I didn't want to play anymore, and it was hard. But then I had the opportunity to go to Limeño, and everything changed for me. Changed for me because I played 2 years, and I always start. I always siempre fui titular, and in one season I scored 12 goals, and I was the captain from Limeño, and everything changed for me when I went to Limeño. Then I came back to Águila, and everything was different. Everything was different because I came with more experience, and we won a championship, and it was different. So everything changed from 2014 to now.
So, so going back to Aguila now, you are you a steady player? Are you one of the starters with Aguila?
Yes, I'm star player.
How do you feel about playing with Mayen in the midfield position?
Good because he's a great player. He has a lot of experience, and I think he will be helpful for us in the team. Now he's injured, but he will play. He will play soon, and we have
And
a lot of expectations about him, and the fans from Aguila has they have a lot of expectations from him.
yeah, I saw the campaign or the ad campaign that Umbro started. I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and congrats! You're smack there in the middle, so that must be exciting. How was that whole process? Where'd you guys shoot the photos? Where'd you guys do the session?
We went to San Salvador.
And was it local, like a local photography crew, or was it people
Yeah,
from outside,
local.
or how did
No,
it go
local.
down? Okay, nice.
Local, yeah. And we went study. I don't know how to say.
Studio?
yeah, studio, and we went to San Salvador, and they took a lot of pictures and in every angle, and it was hard, but I think we did it good.
Yeah, no, it came out. It came out looking good. Like one thing that we mentioned on the program that it's just it's been cool to see a professional looking ad campaign such as that lifts the level of the league, or obviously it makes the league look a lot better than in the past because you rarely see promotions like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. It's good for the team, for the league, like you said. It was good.
So you actually like the kit? Do you like the jersey?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Umbro seems to be coming out with cool jerseys. Too bad they don't sponsor us. And how was that feeling of getting called to the senior national team? Because I know, like we talked about earlier, how the path to the senior national team for you wasn't easy because of the factors. So what was that feeling? What was the emotion you got when you finally got the call? How did you find out, and how did you feel once you found out?
I remember that I was in Washington. I was in vacation in 2018. It was for a game against Honduras in Houston, and I was in vacation, and I saw the the list. I saw the list. I don't know how to say.
This the list.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the list, and I didn't believe you because it was my dream from a lot of time ago. So I remember that I went at the next day. I think I changed my flight, and I flew back to El Salvador. I don't know. I fly back
Mm-hmm.
to El Salvador, and first the coach from that game I remember was going to be El Zarco Rodriguez, but I don't know. It was I don't know. It was a problem, and I remember the next day the they announced, the people from the fast food announced Carlos de los Cobos, and that's why I started in the national team, and then we went to Houston and we played against Honduras and we won 1-0. And it was
Nice.
I was I was glad, and I was happy. I was happy for my first cup for the national team.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that you didn't know you were going to be called up to the senior team, because usually sometimes the players get a call first and they're
Yeah.
told. Um,
Yes.
so, so in your case, it was a big surprise. It's like out of the movies, when like, I don't know if you watched the movie. What's it called? The I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's the movie with the Mexican guy that goes to Newcastle.
Goal.
Gold, yes.
Yeah.
And then he's like in the locker room looking at the
Yeah,
roster,
sorry.
and then he's in the starting 11, or at least I think he made it to the bench or something like that, or he didn't know. So that's a very very nice story, very nice way to find out that you've been called to the senior national team for the first time.
Yeah.
How did you celebrate it? Did you do anything special with your mom and your dad?
No, no. And like I said, I was in Washington visiting my ex-girlfriend, and and then my mom called me. I think I remember. They were happy. They were happy for me.
And since then, what basically have you noticed? Like, what does it take to keep that level, or what have you had to do to try and maintain that level? Because obviously your goal is to stay within the national team. So what has it taken now to sustain that, to keep it going?
Hard work. You had to train every day hard, and you have to stay focused on your goals, and when you play you have to, in my case I'm attacking mid, and I have to score goals, give assists, and that's how I will be always in the national team, being a productive player.
Well, just in general, going back to the national team, De Los Cobos has been someone who has opened the doors for you at the national team. How is it working with him as a coach? I know that there's always a combination of opinions about a coach, but if we really look at the facts, he was the last coach that took us to an hexagonal. So he must have done something right. So how is he as a coach? Do you feel that it supports you? It has added to your growth as a soccer player working with him in the national team?
For me, he's a great coach. He's a good person. He talk a lot with the players and te hace sentir en confianza. And I think that is important for the player because you feel good in the team. And for me, he's the right person in the national team because he knows a lot of soccer. He is a good coach, and yeah, he's like es una persona que sabe mucho de CONCACAF, y sí me ha ayudado bastante a mí como jugador, sus enseñanzas en esos 2 años que he estado con él.
Talking about goals, you're 24, right? Or 25?
26.
26. So
Yeah.
what are your goals short term, maybe in the next year or two, in terms of if you like to go play abroad, and if that's the case, where do you see you playing? Do you see? I mean, obviously MLS is always a place where Salvadorian players have come. Some of them have not had the best of luck. Luckily, we do have now Darwin Seren and Andres Flores who have stay here for a while, and I think that always helps for the other players coming after them. But also recently we've seen some players go to South America, Peru with Kevin Santamaria, and then we have
Bolivia.
We have in Bolivia, we have in Paraguay,
Ecuador.
Ecuador,
Ecuador.
Pineda in Ecuador. So what are your goals in terms of club career? Do you have any goals of playing abroad? And if so, where would you like to play?
Yes, I want to play outside. That's one of my biggest goals, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to improve, like physically. I know that I'm a short player, and I need to be stronger because in other leagues are more physically. So I have to be prepared, and that's why I I work on it. And I don't know. I would like to play in MLS because it's a big league and it's a good league in Mexico or South America. Hopefully, I would play soon.
No, good luck with that, man. We're totally hope it works out for you, man. We're rooting for you.
Thank you, thank you.
And in terms of preparation, you talk about trying to prepare and work hard. And I know that there's what you can do individually, and obviously it's always comes down to what you do individually. However, sometimes there's guidance from maybe the team coach, maybe the physical trainer, maybe a nutritionist. Do you guys get any guidance in terms of nutrition and what to eat and what type of workouts to do during an off season so that you stay fit, and when you come back to a preseason, yeah, you can handle the workload? Do you get any guidance like that from your club?
From our club, no. About like nutritionists,
Mhm.
no. We don't have any guide of that. I have a nutritionist and a part of my club, and so I work with her, and she sent me what I need to eat and something like that. And about my physically preparation, um, Pablo Rodas is a good friend from me. He was
Yes.
the physical training, always helped me about getting ready for the season.
Yeah, I know he was posting videos, or was he doing live sessions with you guys to try and stay active
Yeah,
during the whole pandemic?
yeah. We did live sessions, and then when we cuando nos dejaron, cuando ya podíamos salir, we went to his his gym, and we practiced with him.
Nice. That must be nice to still
So
stay connected with some of the staff from back then. Who are you still in touch with in terms of La Sulita or those days? Are you still in contact with a lot of them, or how are most of them, or the ones that you're in touch with?
yes, sometimes we talk with. I see them when we play against the team that they are playing. They are playing. So with Jairo, Puma, Chalate, Lemus,
Yeah, they're all on the
El
same team
Toro
right now.
Gonzalez.
Mhm,
Yeah, El Toro Gonzalez, who is playing in Sonsonate.
mhm.
So
And Momo's there
Momo is playing
too.
in Sonsonate.
Yeah.
Mendoza, Kevin Mendoza as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, we are in contact always.
Nice, nice. And are you still in touch with Zavaleta at all? Because I remember when I interviewed you guys lived really close to each other. So you guys still neighbors? Are your parents
Yeah,
still neighbors? Or
yeah. He lives near by my house, and yeah, I think I saw him like I don't know 5 months ago, and he's working in a call center. He's working, and he's out of the soccer.
Yeah, I remember there was a story published maybe a couple weeks ago uh, out of El Salvador. I think it was in a diario de hoy mentioning what he's been up to and how he's
Yeah,
transitioned out of soccer and what he's been up to. And I mean, it's cool to see that he's working hard at it, trying to make things happen. But obviously, you wish that all of you guys obviously would have been able to make it in first division, and
yeah,
um, but at the same time, just to see the success stories, or you guys, the ones that are still at it, working hard, it's always positive to see. Like I was watching the highlights of the Chalate game, and the goals that Puma scored and the goal that Jairo
Jairo
scored
scored.
was really,
Yeah,
really good. So hopefully they get that shot, and that's why teams like Limeño or Chalate, they seem to give more opportunities to younger players or local players. So hopefully they have that time to get things going.
yeah. I feel happy for them. I
Yeah,
feel happy
definitely.
when one of us score a goal, or he's he's doing a great season, and it makes me feel happy.
Okay, and what has been the most gratifying of experiences? Winning your your first championship, or starting for La Selecta? Is it just different, or how do you rank them?
It's different because um, starting with La Selecta is like something more, I don't know, passional, or algo más como sentimental. Es algo más sentimental, and winning a championship, it's it's like I don't know how to explain. It's kind like es como cuando clasificamos al mundial, es una sensación parecida a eso.
It's been great seeing the steps that you've been taking, and so like it's always been something positive to see when any of you guys do well, because obviously like I got to know you guys a little bit and interview you guys, and yeah, it's always positive to see something good happening to you guys, definitely.
So, changing the subject a little bit, Diego, As you probably know, I don't know if you know, but one of the projects that I've been running for a very long time is Select a Talent, which I've been doing for 10 years now. And what I do is that I search for any players that have a Salvadorian parent and they play in other countries, and then I kind of help them be the bridge between the federation and the players so that they can have an opportunity to play for the national team. How do you feel as a local player? How do you feel when those players arrive to El Salvador? Do you think it's a good tool for us Salvadorians to use to increase the quality of our national team and create more healthy competition? Or do you feel that they are taken away from the national players?
For me, it's good because there are players that are playing in another level, so that it's helpful for us, for the national team, for every national team. And I think it's a great idea and a great work that you are doing, because we have some examples like Tomás Granito, Marvin Baumgartner, Maicon, who played with us in U20, and they were helpful for us because they are good players. And now in the national team we had Joaquin Rivas, who is a great player, and I think it's a great idea to the country to help the national team.
Yeah, because it's sometimes you notice that at least in the press, there's almost like a resentment sometimes by some members of the press, not all, but this concept that oh certain players get called up and automatically just because they play in a league outside of El Salvador that they're guaranteed a spot. It's almost as if they think that sometimes they're trying to create almost like a conflict that, oh, the locals aren't getting a fair shot. It's the locals versus players born on the outside, or players born on the outside are favored, or there's all this hype or expectation created about players born abroad. Do you sense that the local player sees it that way, or is it something that's more played up in the press?
Mm, for us, it's not a problem. And like I said, they are if they are coming to help the national team, for me it's good. There is no problem. And I think some people, I don't know if some people think that, like you said, I don't know if some people think in that way, but for us it's not a problem.
So when it comes to the historic under 20 team, undoubtedly you guys got our first victory on a 11 by 11 match, something historic, something that I was fortunate to even see in the flesh that I'll never forget. And it was very fun seeing you guys through that process, hang out with you guys. But since, I've read, you hear people, or you see in the press this concept that team was almost like a lost generation, just because a lot of the players that form part of that team, their careers didn't necessarily go the way that they expected and the fans expected. Do you consider that team a lost generation? Do you agree with that, or what do you is your analysis, or what's your opinion about what has happened since that tournament?
It's hard question. But no, for me it's not a lost generation, because we're like 8 players or 9 who are still playing in first division, and we're still playing. And I think it's normal in one group of players or youth national team. It's normal that not the 20 players made it to the first division. it's normal that, I don't know, half of the team and no lleguen a primera división. Es normal que la mitad que digo yo, a la mitad. I think it's normal, and we are like, I don't know, 8 players in the local league. We have Granito, who is playing in USL, who were part of that team. So I don't think that is a lost generation.
And in general, what do you think are the main obstacles that can come up for a player, especially in El Salvador? What are some of those obstacles that maybe make, trying to get to a certain level or sustain that level or maintain that level? What are some of those
Uh,
obstacles?
One of that obstacles are the opportunities. In El Salvador, when you are young, you don't have a lot of opportunity to play because then the coaches they prefer. So that's one of the big problems who has the young people, the young players. And in some positions, like if you are forward and or attacking mid, and you have the another problem that the almost all the team from El Salvador, they bring player from other countries to play in that position. So that's hard for us because we had less opportunity to play if you have foreign players in your position. So that's one of the problems that we have.
All right, and to close more on an uplifting point, what are some of your favorite memories that, or the fondest memories that you have from that time with the U20s? What's something that you always look back on, and it, maybe you're having a downtime or you just want to focus like on a good moment? What's something that you look back on that time and immediately it just makes you feel better remembering those days?
All the process that we have, the practice in El Salvador, then all the games, the preparation games that we made. We went to a lot of countries. We went to South America, to North America, and I remember everything. I remember everything. I remember when we traveled to Turkey and we play against all that great teams. And I remember when we play our first game against Turkey. I remember that I was nervous, like I never in my life I felt that nervous that I have that day. And I remember the game we won against Australia, and I think this is the most beautiful memory that I have because we won and I scored a goal.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a fun match to live in the flesh, like I said, and it's definitely something that I look back on with a lot of fondness. And yeah, it's just a lot of good memories, man. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to talking with us. I'm really excited for you. I'm really happy for you that things are going well, and hopefully we can talk in the future about some of the upcoming matches when it comes to the qualifiers. But last second question: who else on the national team from El Salvador speaks English? Who else can we bug or interview in the future on this show?
Oh, Andrés, el ruso, él, Darwin, and I don't know who else.
Well, that's gonna be
I
your
don't know.
homework then. So,
Okay.
if you can figure out who speaks English and would be down to talk with us, that would be amazing, man. Because yeah, we're trying to, obviously we
Okay, I
want
will.
players born outside of El Salvador talking with us, but we also want to have local players giving us their perspective and being able to chat and see things through their eyes as well.
Okay, I will do the homework.
Sounds good. All right, man. We'll take it easy, and thanks so much for talking with us.
Okay, thank you to you, to both of you, and I had a great moment talking with you, and thanks for everything. And it was good to remember everything and talk about my career. And thank you to you.
Bueno, hoy sí, viejo. Gracias, así te vas a dormir, ya se te puede ir el
Ya me va a explotar el
estrés.
cerebro.
Ajá, ya puedes relajarte.
Sí.
¿Entrenas mañana o
A
mañana
las 7
tranquilo?
entreno.
Ah, ok.
A
Pues
las 7
anda a
tengo entreno.
acostarte, viejo. Va.
Sí, me levanto a las 5:30.
Mucha suerte, ya estamos hablando y sí, donde sí vamos a poder hablar más ya es para la eliminatoria, ondas así, ver si nos puedes compartir cuál es la estrategia con jugar con ciertos países, porque pues sí, vos ya lograste jugar en el Caribe, ya sabes cómo es la socadera ahí, la experiencia de estar allá, entonces va a ser bonito ya cuando hay un calendario fijo poder hablar sobre esa experiencia y también cómo es que le afecta a la selección.
Sí, está bien.
Va.
Ahí le damos
Y ese de
entonces.
la foto, ¿quién es, Diego? ¿Vos eres el de la foto?
¿Qué foto sale?
Sale una
¿Qué
foto
foto sale? Que
del
no.
águila, pero
La de la publicidad de Simán, viejo. O de
Ah,
Umbro, perdón. Ey, mira,
parezco modelo ahí.
y ya les enseñaron cómo va a ser la nueva camiseta, viejo.
No, fíjate que no.
Ah, ok,
No sabemos.
ok. No, pero sí, creo que va a estar bonita porque ya han sacado diseños vergones, Umbro, man. Me llega.
Ojalá que sea chiva, ojalá.
Sí, ojalá. Va, pues, viejo. Ahí te dejamos,
bueno,
así
pues
te
Diego,
dormís.
gracias.
Y gracias otra vez, ahí estamos en contacto, viejo.
Hey, igual, gracias
Va,
a
pues,
ustedes.
va, pues,
Cuídense,
man.
mucho
Buenas
gusto.
Salud.
noches. So that was quite an interesting conversation with Diego. Obviously, we can see that, that generation, that national team went through a lot of pressure. Being the first ever national team, youth national team, to make it to a World Cup, and a lot of them didn't make it. A lot of them have basically stopped playing soccer. But there's, like Diego said, there is 8 or 9 players that are playing in the first division, and they are, playing and still hopeful to perhaps excel at their teams and make it to the senior national team and even make a move to a better league. So it's always nice to see how players like Diego use their psychology. They really try to stay focused when sometimes it's not easy. Coming from a World Cup, going there with a lot of expectations to get like that
Yeah, a lot of
multi-million-dollar
hype.
contract. Yeah, a
Tons
lot
of
of
hype.
hype. And then you come back to your country and reality hits, and you're not even playing in first division. You go to second division.
Yeah.
It does take a lot to to continue playing. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of um,
Mental strength.
mental strength, being focused, and continuing to have that vision on your goal for your career, and not giving up, and work hard.
Yeah, I think, it's just another example that everyone has their own path. Something that we touched with Pablo Puñet, that, we all have our different paths, and that goes beyond soccer in a sense. We all have our different career paths in life in general. And it was nice to be able to talk to someone that has had to deal with the ups and downs in their career, but things are currently working out well for him. So good for him. Very excited for him. All right, Salvi Nation, that's it for episode 8 of the Corner Blue. Thanks for joining with us. We definitely had a lot of fun doing this, and we'll see you guys for episode 9. Have a great weekend or rest of your day or lunch break, whenever you listen to this, driving in your car. Thank you so much for supporting us. We finally broke 100 on our Instagram, on Twitter. We're on our way up. We got followed by none other than Richard Menjivar. So shout out to you, Richie. Thanks for the support. I also saw Randy Chavez from 98.7 out of LA, Randy from The Woody Show. Thanks for checking us out and following us. We definitely appreciate all the support, guys. So keep tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.